Good morning and welcome to another episode of Vlogmas. My name is Sarah. This channel is where I share all about my crafty projects. It's mostly knitting, but I've got some spinning and some quilting and sewing sprinkled in this month as well. It is Wednesday, December 10th. It's about 8:35 in the morning, and I just wanted to pop on and record a quick check-in before I head off for work. Not too much on the agenda today. We've got work in the office and then nothing planned tonight. So I'll probably be scrounging up some dinner and doing some knitting. So it should be a nice relaxed day. I thought I would quickly tell you what I am wearing. This is the linen sweater by Kadri. I made this earlier this year, I think. The yarn is from North Bay Fiber. I bought this at Indie Untangled. I can't remember the base, but it's their Aran Weight. I think it's Romney base, and this color was Early Maple. It's just this like gorgeous burgundy, classic drop shoulder. Really love it. This yarn is a tad bit prickly. I would say if you are sensitive to that, this is probably not the one for you. But I will say, as I've been wearing it and washing it, it is getting softer, and I do really enjoy it on those days when I just want to be super warm and cozy. It also has like a beautiful shine to it. I actually wore this outfit in Troy and I's recent engagement photos, which we should be getting back any day now, and I'll be sure to share those with you when we get them. This was one of the two outfits that I wore. I wanted to do one where him and I were both wearing things that I had knit, so I'll be sure to share those with you when we get them back. I am also drinking my coffee out of a funny looking mug this morning. Let me take a sip. This was made for me by a friend and a former coworker who is a fiber artist and also a ceramic artist. And this is specifically designed to be a car mug. So we were bonding over our love for taking open mugs of coffee in the car, which our partners hate. And she told me that she had been making these. So it's specifically designed to sit in like a car cup holder. That's why the little handle is so tall up here. So if you were wondering why I was putting my coffee in that very tall mug, that is why. Okay, I don't have too much of an update for you this morning, but I did work on my spin. So I am doing a 3-braid spin. Oh, my wheel is stuck. Hold, please. Okay. I'm doing kind of an Advent style spin where I'm just spinning a little bit every day. I have 3 different braids of fiber. They're all from Oink Pigments. They're all different breeds of wool. They're all different colors, and I'm almost done with the second braid. Here is where we're at. This one is, I believe, Targhee, Superwash Targhee. It's just got these really pretty reds and purples, and I only have 2 more days to go on this one, so we're almost done with that, and then we'll be on the last one. And my goal is to finish these up a couple days before Christmas so that I can get them plied and washed and ready to cast on for my Christmas Eve or Christmas Day cast on, which is going to be a jaunty shawl by Andrea Mowry. So really excited about that. All right, what's next? I exchanged scrappy Advents this year with my friend Jess, and we are planning to use those in January to knit scrappy D20 sweaters, which is basically just a way of knitting like a randomized sweater. And this is the color I got from her today. She's really nailed it for me. So far we've had beautiful pinks and purples, some fun speckles. This one is no different. Advent socks. So I'm doing a fun Advent sock project this month where you all can vote on the colors that I'm using. So if you'd like to participate, go ahead and follow me over on Instagram at Sarah_seams, and that's also listed in the description box below. And every day I'm posting 3 different color options from my 20 that I picked out of my stash that are being randomly selected by a like number generator. Like I assigned a number to each one, 1 through 20. Every day I pick 3 randomly, and then you all vote on which one I'm gonna add to the sock. So today's color was this really fun limey green, like a proper green. I've only gotten 1 done so far, and then as you can see, I've added a little bit of color work in there just to jazz them up a bit. But I mean, you guys are crushing it. They're looking so fun. I've probably only got 3 or 4 more stripes on the foot, maybe not even that much, until we'll put in the marker for the forethought heel, and then we'll carry on. So today the colors that we're going to be voting on are these. 3. And I have to say, I'm hoping for a little more red, but I won't be able to sway your votes because this video will be coming out after, so we'll see what you all choose. I still need to do the second one later today. I have not looked at the gnome clue yet, so we'll see. I'm doing Sarah Shearer's gnome mystery knit along. We'll see if today is a knitting clue or like a recipe or something, so I'll check back in on that either later tonight or tomorrow morning. And I haven't gotten to work on my big advent project yet today, but I'll show you where I got to last night because I am officially caught back up. So I have gotten the Fiber Fox Advent Fade this year, and it's like a cottage kind of wildflower theme. So far we've gone from yellow to green, now we're going into blue, and I am knitting the Wildflower Pullover by Andrea Gahn, which is a beautiful all over colorwork fingering weight sweater. And let me just show you where I am. She's looking so good. So yeah, last night I got caught up, so I'm halfway through the 5th motif. We don't have that much more to go on the body. There's only like 6.5 motifs in the body. So we're getting there. And it's definitely starting to go faster the more that I'm getting used to the pattern. So yeah, you can see that fade is really showing off now, and we're definitely transitioning more into a light blue color. So I'm loving this. It's bringing me so much joy. And today's color is this one. So definitely in the blue now. So pretty, loving it. So I'm excited to work on that later tonight. I'm basically putting in 6 rows a day at this point to kind of keep up. And if I can get a little bit ahead tonight, I might try and do that because tomorrow is going to be a really busy day. I'm going to be working in the office, and then tomorrow night we've got my partner's work Christmas party, which should be really fun this year. If you watched last year, you'll probably remember it was a bit awkward. But this year they've kind of corrected, I think. It's going to be at like a snazzy venue, and it's going to be a casino theme, so there'll be plenty of stuff to do. So that should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to that. And I'll bring you along for all of that excitement. What else did I want to say? I hung up my bow that I showed in the last video that I got at the market. I think it looks really cute there. I think that's all I had. I'm hoping at work today on my lunch break I might get time to go down and walk on the treadmill, and if I do, sometimes I can do some like sock knitting while I'm doing that. So I'm gonna bring a Vlogmas project I haven't talked about since my kickoff video, which is, let me just show you, my self-striping socks. So I had this really fun skein of sparkly self-striping that I picked up at a local wool festival in September. And my goal for these was just to knit a fun pair of vanilla socks, but I am timing myself to see how long it takes, purely out of curiosity, just so that when people ask me, how long does that take you? I'll have a better idea. So here's how far I got. I started this before Vlogmas, and I haven't really had time to work on it since, but this is the full color repeat, so you can see how cute it is. The color is Gingerbread House, and this took me about an hour and a half. So it would be good to get a little more put in on the, oh, it's very sparkly. I hope that that's coming across to you guys. I love it so much. So yeah, I'd love to be able to maybe work on these a little bit today during my lunch break if I get a chance to do that. Put a little more time on them. Yeah, that's everything I've got today. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I can't believe, we're coming up on we're like in the middle of Vlogmas, firmly in the middle. So, but it'll be like past the halfway point before we know it. So anyways, I'm rambling now. Thanks for tuning in. I'll bring you along for the rest of my day, and yeah, let's get going. Good morning. It is Thursday, December 11th. It's about 8 a.m. I'm enjoying my morning coffee. I've just done a little bit of my advent crafting and I'm here to check in before the day. So today is going to be pretty busy. I'm a little dressed up today because we're having our holiday work party for my work during the day this afternoon. So I'm hoping we'll get a little bit of an early release, come home and do some more advent knitting. But then tonight we have Troy's office work party that is being held at a different location. It's going to be like a casino night. Hopefully that'll be really fun. So it's going to be a busy day. I'll be sure to bring you along with me, but let's do our advent check-in. So I did my spinning this morning. We're only going to have one more little bit of fiber to add onto this bobbin. Something a little funky is going on with my wheel. I ended up with some little pigtails, like you can see, just it wasn't like winding on the bobbin fast enough or something. I'm not exactly sure. Sometimes when it starts to get really full, it gets like a little wonky. Maybe it's unbalanced or something. But anyway, almost done with that one, and then I'll be starting the final braid on Saturday, I think. Gifty advent things. So I'm gifting myself a pair of socks today. These ones are really fun. This yarn did some really interesting pooling. This was a Hedgehog Fibers yarn. Sorry, I realize I haven't really been sharing all the sock yarns, and in most cases it's because I can't remember. I'm very bad about taking notes on what yarn I used, but when I do remember, I'll be sure to share with you. And this I know was a Hedgehog Fibers yarn. These are DK. I do not, of course, remember the specific name of the colorway, but you can see they're really fun and colorful. And then I've got like a little pop toe. I think this was one of the Summerly like basic sock recipes, one of the DK ones. It has a short row heel. Is that right? Yes, a short row heel. Really cute. Really like those. I opened my Scrappy Advent from Jess, and this color is really pretty. She included a little note. It is Farmer's Daughter. The color is Lupine, and it's a 75-25 blend. Here it is. Right up my alley. And she also included a tea with today's. It is elderberry and echinacea. Really nice. I added my stripe to my advent socks today, so here are those. I got my wish. We got the red I was hoping for, so you all heard me. Obviously you didn't actually hear me. I didn't sway the vote, but I was happy to get a little more red. And then today we're going to be getting some kind of burgundy or pink because those are the three colors that I randomly chose. So one of these will be the next stripe. And I'm sorry if you can hear my cats wrestling in the hallway. They get really wound up in the morning. I haven't seen the gnome clue come through for today yet, so that one is a little bit later today. I did get caught up again last night on my wildflower pullover. So this is today's color from the Fiber Fox Advent. It's a really pretty like robin's egg blue. And I might get a row or two in on this before I have to leave this morning, but here's where we're at. It always looks so good on camera. Like you can really see the fades so well. So yeah, I finished the 5th stripe of motifs, and now I'm starting the final one on the body. So we're gonna have 6 full motifs on the body and then just a little bit of the next motif before we will cast off for the sleeves and be casting on our steeks. So that's exciting. Continue to love how this is working up. I feel like there's not that much exciting to say about it right now because it's just a body in the round, but I am really excited to get to the decreases and for these rounds to go a little bit faster and to start seeing more of the blues and purples and pinks come in. All right, and then I worked on one other project yesterday. I was able to get some walking time in on my lunch break yesterday at work in the gym that we have there, and I worked a little bit on my self-striping socks. So here is where I got to. This yarn, I realized I didn't share that in yesterday's. This is from Hankston Handmade. I picked this up at the Wool Gathering in Yellow Springs in September, and this is their shiny sock base. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% stellina. So it is really sparkly, and the color is gingerbread house. So I finished the leg yesterday, and I am timing myself knitting these just because I'm really curious how long it takes me to knit a pair of socks. People always ask me that, and I really don't know. So far we're at about 2 hours and 15 minutes on the leg. This is about a 5.5 inch leg, and I decided that I put my markers in, you can see for where I will cut in the afterthought heel, and I decided that I'm gonna basically put it like right in the middle of one of like this stripe. So I did like half of the brown, put my markers in, and then I'll keep going so that when I cut the heel in, it'll be kind of splitting like a brown stripe. And I am gonna try and make the second one match. So we'll see how that goes. Usually with self-striping, I just let them be chaotic, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I really love how the color sequencing worked out for this one. So I'm gonna try and recreate that on the second one. I really hope you can see how sparkly these are, because sometimes that doesn't show up on camera, but they are really fun and sparkly. So yeah, we're just over 2 hours in, and I have finished the leg, so that's exciting. Now I just get to carry on the foot of the sock. And that is all I have for you this morning. Oh, I did also last night work on the Pfeffernuss cookies. I baked about half of them. There's so many. I kind of rolled them all into like the little logs the other night and put them in the freezer. And I'm glad I did it that way because for 2 reasons. One, it was a lot easier to cut them without like smushing them when they were frozen, and they baked from frozen just fine. And the second reason is there's no way I had time to bake all of them in one go. There's so many. Yeah, there's a lot, but they're really, really good. They're super crunchy. My plan is to probably give some of them as gifts. But I mean, yeah, they're delicious. They would be really great with like coffee or tea. They're so like bite-sized, and me and Troy were joking that they're like Scooby snacks because that's kind of what they look like too. Yeah, but they turned out really well, and I'm excited. I'll probably bake the other half maybe tomorrow or sometime this weekend. But yeah, really glad that I tried to make those. That was a nice little bonus that came with the gnome pattern. So yeah, would recommend. All right, that's really all I had for you this morning. Let's get going, and I'll bring you along to all the holiday festivities today. Good evening. It is Friday, December 12th, and it's about 5 p.m. Today I was working from home, so it was a pretty relaxed day. I had the house to myself. Troy had to go into the office today, but I was pretty busy the whole day, so yeah, like 9 to 3. We do have a year-round early release on Fridays, which is kind of nice. So yeah, I was pretty busy, and then this afternoon from 3 o'clock till about now, I was working on Advent stuff. So I wanted to pop on and show you that. This night, this evening, I am going out to dinner with a couple of friends. We're going to a really great Mexican restaurant called Mezcla. I'm very excited. They have the best fish tacos I've ever had in my life there, so very excited. I'll try and get some footage of that. But yeah, let's talk Adventy stuff. So I started the morning before work with my spin, and I finished my second braid of fiber of the 3 that I'm doing for the combo spin. So here it is. I really like the colors in this one. Just as a reminder, all 3 of these braids are from Oink Pigments. This one is their Superwash Targhee fluff, so it's 100% Superwash Targhee, and it was a limited edition color. And I thought as a reminder, I would just show you the first one I finished too, which was this one, which is their Cumulus base, which is 80% extra fine merino, superwash merino, and 20% cashmere. So it's pretty wild how this bobbin looks so much fuller than this one, but I think this fiber is just a lot more lofty, and there's probably a lot more air on this bobbin. We'll see when I apply them up. In theory, they were both 4 ounces, but this one looks like it has a lot more fiber on the bobbin, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm really pleased with those, and I'm excited to start the last braid tomorrow. I opened my Scrappy Advent from Jess, and we had a really fun color today. New color, we're moving into blue, so this is like a blue tweed, really bright blue, super pretty. Okay, oh, also I realized I forgot to talk about what we did last night, which I'm now blanking on. Oh, the Christmas party. Yes, so we went to Troy's company's Christmas party, and it was super fun this year. It was about 1,000,000 times better than last year. They had like casino kind of stuff going on. The food was really good, lots of vegetarian options. The venue was super nice. Yeah, it was really, really fun this year. And then afterwards, as is our tradition now, a bunch of us went to Sweeney's, which is a really cool local bar to that area. It's in an old house, so the guy that opened it basically used to live there and just kind of turned it into a bar, and they always do really great Christmas decorations. So that was fun. But we weren't out too late. We probably got home by like 9:45. Not too bad. I was getting a little bit overwhelmed at the bar, even though it was fun. It was just like super loud, and we were on the 2nd floor balcony. It was really hot up there, and I kind of just was like, I'm ready to go home. But we did have a good time. So yeah, that's what we did last night. Let's talk Advent socks. So yesterday was probably the closest vote we've had yet. There were 3 kind of burgundy-like colors to choose from. So I think people were pretty split. But the one we ended up going with was kind of the variegated one. So here was the color, and you can see it's got some red and purple. So that's the one that we added in today. And I apologize, it is like fully dark out already, so I'm doing my best with the lighting, but obviously it's not as nice as daylight. But I'm still loving these. I love the colors that you guys are choosing. I'm really excited to keep going. We're officially halfway through. So I just need to do 2 more stripes on the foot, and then I'll be ready to put in some scrap yarn for the forethought heel. I'm gonna do the forethought heel on these ones so I don't disrupt any of the stripes by like cutting out a row, which is how you do an afterthought heel. I did also catch up on the gnome today. I don't know why I thought the last knitting clue was only 2 rows. I think it's because it has a Latvian braid, and in one of the little things I read, Sarah Shira had referred to it as like, it's just 2 rows, but that was just for the Latvian braid. There were more than 2 rows. So here's where we're at. Here's his little hat, and then we're getting the little outfit emerging. So we got to use some new colors today. You can see we had this cute little Latvian braid in the teal and the light gray, which was a new color, and then the dark teal for the rest of the outfit, for the rest of the body. So yeah, it's definitely starting to look like something. I still don't know if the hat is gonna be like standing up straight or kind of folded over. But yeah, the Latvian braid is a nice little detail. It is kind of fiddly to knit, but it does look really cute. So hopefully we'll get another knitting clue tomorrow. Today was like a story clue. And I think this only goes for 21 days. So we have like maybe 9 days left. So not too much more to go on him. I have been knitting on my faded wildflower pullover. This was today's color for the Fiber Fox Advent. Again, the lighting's not really gonna show it off, but it's a light blue, kind of starting to lean towards periwinkle. I think we're going into purple, which I'm very excited about. And I did actually just finish all the color work knitting for today. I still have to do 1 row of just the navy, but I'll probably do that later tonight when I'm editing this video. So here's where we're at. I feel like it's grown so quickly in the past like week. I mean, obviously I'm adding like half of a repeat every day, but yeah, it feels like all of a sudden I've got like a good chunk of a sweater here, and the fade is so satisfying. I do think once I finish the body, which I only have 4 more rows to go, and then I'll be splitting for sleeves, so I'm really excited to do that tomorrow. I might give it a bit of a steam block just to see how it's relaxing, but I think the color work looks pretty good. I mean, there's some puckering, but it's not terrible, and a lot of that is down to the fact that you don't have to catch any floats in this. It's all very nice, like small chunks of motif. Like the longest you go between colors is 4 stitches. So that's really enjoyable to knit as far as all of our color work goes. So yeah, really excited to split for sleeves tomorrow. I, in an earlier video, talked about how I was a little bit concerned about knitting the body bottom up and then knitting the sleeves top down, because like the pattern motifs will be going in a different direction. So like the knit stitches will be going one way in one direction and the other way in the other direction. But I've talked to a couple of people about it, and everyone seems to think that I won't really notice and I should probably just follow the pattern. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna make it any harder for myself. I'm just gonna follow the pattern. And yeah, this is my favorite right now. Loving it. This afternoon I was doing a little like alternating knitting and chores. So especially with this project right now where those rows are really long, it takes me about 20 minutes to do 1 row. What I like to do is like knit a row and then get up and do something else. So I kind of would like knit a row and then go do a chore, like do the dishes or start some laundry or clean a little, and then I would come back and then I would knit another row. And I kind of spent the last few hours just alternating between knitting that and getting some stuff done around the house. And that feels really good because I'm like, oh, I finished my color work on this for the day, and I also like cleaned my house and got a lot of stuff done. So yeah, that's what I've been doing today. I am looking forward to the weekend. We have a good mix of like relaxing time and getting to do some fun stuff with friends. So I'm really excited for the next Vlogmas episode, which is going to cover days 13 through 15. And then I'll probably end up taking a day off at some point, but we'll just see where that falls. I also have some baking planned this weekend, so really excited for that. This is going to be my last check-in for this video. As I said, I will be going out to dinner tonight and then coming home and probably doing some more knitting while I edit this video, and then I'll get it uploaded. But yeah, thank you so much for watching another episode. I love Vlogmas. It's so fun. I'm loving watching everyone else's. Maybe in the next episode, I'll share all the ones that I'm watching. It just makes me really happy. So thank you for watching. I'm happy to have you here. If you haven't left a comment, will you leave a comment and let me know where you're watching from? I would love to hear where you all are. And you know, if you feel like leaving something else, you could tell me your favorite holiday tradition. That would make me so happy. So again, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next episode. I hope you have a lovely couple of days.